Welcome into NFL Daily Power Rankings time here on Chat Sports. I'm Tom Downey. The Lions are 32nd, dead last because they still don't have a win. Sorry, Lions fans. I know that's not very fun. The Houston Texans are number 31. They got a win in week 1 and then have gone L, and I don't see many wins coming for them this year. The Jets check in now at number 30. They did beat the Titans, which was weird. Now they've traded for Joe Flacco. Yay, that's going to fix their issue short term. It's not, but hey, it's fun. It's entertaining, I guess, for the NFL. Another one-loss bottom feeder here, the Jacksonville Jags, 1-5. Have fun trying to rank Houston, Jacksonville, and Miami. Whatever, they all suck. Now, if you want us to keep doing these power rankings videos, maybe Jags and Texans fans don't want for what I just said. Either way, if you want us to keep doing these, like the video. We're getting further along in the season. Power rankings interest tends to wane. If you want us to keep doing these videos, show us your support with a simple like. The Dolphins are number 28 and so connected to Deshaun Watson, which is weird because the quarterback really isn't their biggest issue. That's the defense, which has gone from top 5 to bottom 5, and a terrible offensive line. Oh, by the way, as you see at the bottom of the screen right now, we have a Dolphins YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. We actually have a ton of different team channels here at Chat Sports. So if you want to subscribe to your favorite team's channel, go check the description. Hit expand. You'll see the full list I've put in there with clickable links for you guys. The Giants now at number 27. I mean, they're being a bit more competitive. They beat the Panthers. Good for them. I don't buy the Giants long term. Frankly, there's one, I think, good NFC East team. It's not Washington either. They check in at number 26 as those teams are still technically alive in the playoff race. But let's be real. The teams that are 2-5 right now, very difficult path to actually make in the postseason. Seattle, meanwhile, they've been competitive without Russell Wilson. Geno Smith has had chances against both the Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he's been unable to deliver wins, and those were two of the more winnable games there. So Seattle's got to get going real quick if they're going to end up being, I should say, a playoff team like so many of us thought they would be at the beginning of the year. I think the Seahawks are a strong answer to this question. Which team is the biggest disappointment so far this season? Really no wrong answers. We can all be haters in the comment section. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and let me know who you think the top disappointment is this year. Let's go to the Eagles now at number 24. They are ahead of the other NFC East teams, although I'm not really buying them either, as Gardner Minshew now ascends to the backup quarterback role behind Jalen Hurts. We mentioned disappointments. That's been San Francisco. 2-4. They sit at number 23 on our rankings. I have been very underwhelmed so far by the play of the Niners, and I'm not going to fire Kyle Shanahan, but I know many Niners fans are certainly in that boat right now, which I find very interesting, very curious that we're already having that conversation around San Francisco. That's just a very, very curious situation. I can't do it yet, but his record overall is not very good. The Falcons check in at number 22. And they're 3-3 now. They are getting a little bit hotter. I will give the Falcons credit on that front. Matt Ryan's played pretty well, even if, he hasn't been the elite quarterback. Maybe he was in his prime. I think there's still some value, though, with Matt Ryan. The Patriots at number 21. On one hand, they've come very close to beating teams like the Bucs and the Cowboys. On the other hand, their wins are over the Texans and the Jets twice. I think they kind of are what their record says they are, an around 500 team that may or may not end up being a true playoff contender this season. Now, today's show helped out by our friends over at Magic Spoon Cereal, and you can get $5 off the best tasting, healthy cereal on the market when you go to magicspoon.com/chat. There are so many incredibly tasty flavors. There is something that you are going to absolutely love over there, whether it's the blueberry. I'm a big fan, by the way, of the frosted, the fruity, and the peanut butter, but maybe you're a cinnamon or a cocoa person. There's something for you in every cereal option you pick. No sugar. And despite the lack of sugar, you'd never know tasting it. This stuff really does taste too good to be true. So get $5 off your first order at magicspoon.com/chat. To the Chicago Bears, 3-4, and plenty of calls for the firing of head coach Matt Nagy, and I get that. The offense has not been tailored really at all, I think, to the skill set and talents of Justin Fields, and that's a coaching issue. As the Bears go the wrong direction, the Colts heading more in the right direction. They are 3-4. Carson Wentz has been playing better, if still having moments of Carson Wentz-isms. I don't know what really word to use there. They're trying to win games. Remember that if they make the playoffs, 70% of those snaps, or 75, I forget which right now, for Wentz, that first-round pick goes to Philly. The Panthers at number 18, part of the collapsing teams right now. They began the year 3-0. They benched Sam Darnold last week because he was terrible. And P.J. Walker, by the way, was not any better, so it should be Darnold again this week. Carolina, red flags everywhere. Thought they could be a playoff contender early on. They were like on the precipice of our top 10. Not so much anymore. The Denver Broncos now at number 17. Those two teams in very similar categories began the year so great. And now they are just struggling and collapsing and just not looking competent. That's an issue for Denver. That head coach, Vic Fangio, could be in trouble as well. The Steelers have gone from, at one point, being near the bottom. I think they were bottom 10 at one point, to now right smack dab in the middle, 3-3. They have a tougher schedule coming up. I'm still not buying them all the way, but they're playing better. You know who's not playing better? The Chiefs. 3-4, and the lowest they've been in our power rankings in a very long time. Number 15 is where they check in. I got question marks everywhere around this Chiefs football team. The defense is terrible. The offense had its worst game in ever under Patrick Mahomes against the Titans. They are not guaranteed, folks, a playoff spot. That's where we're at right now with KC. So what do you think? Are the Chiefs frauds this year? Type F for their frauds. Mahomes sucks. He's overrated. Or type C for no. They'll get this figured out. They'll be contenders. This team reminds me so much of last year's Dallas Cowboys squad with Dak. Defense is terrible. Offense isn't perfect, but they're still carrying the team when they're contending. But I want to hear from you guys. Safe space to type in frauds and put your Fs in the chat if you want. Let's go to the Minnesota Vikings now. They check in at number 14 here. They are 3-3. They've been playing better and better as of late. I think their record is not indicative of the talent level that team has. The Saints now at 4-2. It wasn't pretty, but they got the dub over the Seattle Seahawks. I still don't know how good this team actually is. I think there's a bit of a tier break going on here right now after the Saints. And we'll get to our top 12 after we tell you guys about BetUS. You can get a 125% deposit bonus by using promo code NFL Daily at chatsports.com/bet. $100 in, and boom, you're getting an extra 125 for free to bet with. You can do what I do and do 5-team parlays every single week based on my staff office picks. I've hit 2 of them this year. I am back in the black here. I went 3-2 this week. Dolphins, barely. Saints, barely lost. Niners weren't that close. And Packers and Patriots were easy money as far as I'm concerned. So if you want to make some money betting on football, it's easier than you think it is. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code NFL Daily. The Browns check in now at number 12. They've been really up and down, inconsistent. There are a lot of injury issues right now for that team. We'll see how they fare moving forward. All right, time for a very difficult grouping in terms of ranking teams. The Raiders here, number 11, 5-2. And this is also where I believe, I'll double check, I'm pretty sure Raiders report host Mitchell Renz had them at this exact spot as well. I've been impressed by the Raiders. But they also lost the Chargers, who check in at number 10 on our power rankings. They're a 4-2 team, but they'll probably be 5-2 after this week. So, again, 2 lost teams here. Tough rank between the Raiders, Chargers, and the Ravens as well. Here's the situation everyone ran into. Well, the Ravens beat the Chargers, who beat the Raiders, but the Raiders beat the Ravens. So how do you actually rank them all together when they've all got 2 losses? This is the order that the Chat Sports staff AP-style poll ranking settled on, but I want to hear from you guys. Rank these 3 teams in the comments section. Ravens, Chargers, Raiders. I had a hell of a time figuring out which order to go in. All 3 of them, to be clear, I think are legit threats, but get your votes in for me in the comments. The Bengals, by the way, because they blew out Baltimore, they're number 8. How about Cincinnati, guys? 5-2. The schedule is getting tougher, but they've taken care of business so far this year. Joe Burrow's balling out. Are the Bengals going to make the playoffs, guys? Get your predictions in for me in the comments right now. Y for yes, they will. N for no, they will not. They play in a tough division. It's not over yet, but they are trending very much in the right direction. Speaking of in the right direction, how about Tennessee's last 2 weeks? Very impressive back-to-back wins. They're number 7. That couple bad early season losses kind of killing them right now. They could easily be 6-1 in the top 5 pretty easily. Tennessee, I think they're going to win the AFC South easily. They are a legit contender for that number 1 seed. So too are the Buffalo Bills. I know Titans fans will be mad they're behind the Bills. It's okay, Tennessee. We love you guys. Both the Titans and Bills are going to be real playoff threats this year. Let's get now to our 1-loss teams. The Green Bay Packers check in here at number 5. They haven't been, I don't think, as dominant for much of the year as I thought they were going to be, but in a very top-heavy NFC, Green Bay checks in at number 5. The Dallas Cowboys check in at number 4. They have the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL, and their defense is playing a hell of a lot better than most of us expected. Not most of us, than anybody expected. The Bucs, who of course beat the Cowboys, check in here at number 3. They are 6-1, and now you begin to see the trend, right? Bucs beat the Cowboys. The Rams beat the Buccaneers, so the Rams check in at number 2. And this is what's so intriguing to me. These 1-loss teams have all played so well this year, and they've only really lost to other good football teams. So I think in that NFC, those 1-loss the 1-loss teams, and we'll get to the question for you guys here right now. Those 1-loss teams, they're all legit threats in a very strong NFC, with the bye mattering so much this year. So of those 4 1-loss programs and teams and squads, who's the best one? Type P for the Packers, type B for the Buccaneers, again, P for Green Bay, and B for the Bucs. It should make sense, but those sound so similar. C for the Cowboys, and then R for the LA Rams. And then at number 1, of course, who else but the Arizona Cardinals, still undefeated. A tricky Thursday night game, although Green Bay won't have won't have Devontae Adams, so Cardinals are still favored. Until they lose, there is no way Arizona can't be number 1 in the Chat Sports Power Rankings.